Somebody have mercy. Tell me what is wrong with me. This is We're the Goobs. You know who that is?
No.
It's Sam Cooke. It's the same guy as last time. I think I'm going to sing a Sam Cooke song every single time until you have it burned into your brain. This is We're the Goobs. I'm Sam Nestrake. Anything you'd like to say before, we get rocking like we always do?
No.
Do you want to do your animal first or me?
I'll do it.
All right. What's your animal, sir?
Lobsters.
Tell me about lobsters.
Lobsters aren't red. They turn red when they are cooked, but in nature they can be green or yellow or even bright blue.
Whoa, crazy.
I did not know that.
I didn't either.
Lobsters can grow up to 4 feet long and weigh as much as 40 pounds.
I'm telling you, if I ever see a lobster,
40 pounds?
This is why I avoid oceans. I avoid waters. That's
imagine
too
how
big.
big that
I know.
claw
I'm assuming
would
that's
be.
on the far end of the outlier, but still, it's terrifying.
What, female lobsters live on an average 54 years, and some have lived for over 70 years. Males live on an average of 31 years.
Wow, so the female lobsters are living much longer. Over 70 years? It's like a full human life. Lobsters are just out there doing it. Just living life.
40 pounds.
Yeah, I know. I'm still rattled about that.
40 pounds.
What else, sir?
Nothing.
You sure?
Oh, yeah. There's one where I didn't see that. Lobsters can swim forward and backward.
Which is also terrifying. So not only can they get
Well,
massive.
that makes sense.
Well,
Well,
no,
they're
it
like,
doesn't.
they're like
Some animals can't swim backwards. Probably some fish.
yeah,
I'm sure there's some fish out there that are struggling.
40 pounds. Is
I know.
shocking.
Let's just not think about that. I did the lemming. So lemmings are small rodents that only live in the northern hemisphere. They have short legs, small ears, and are overall round in shape. So size-wise, they're smaller than like a guinea pig, but larger than a hamster. I don't know if that helps you. It doesn't really help me at all. They are predominantly herbivorous, which they diet on long grass, moss, berries, shoots, and roots. Unlike other rodents, lemmings do not hibernate in the winter and remain active all year round. So they are not taking a long nap like some of those other small rodents that just kick back for a couple months. They're active. They're running around. They're just doing who knows what. Moving on to the word of the day. The word of the day is minuscule. Do you know what minuscule means?
For some reason, it reminds me of like the human skull.
Well, it's an interesting guess, but minuscule, something described as minuscule is very small. Can also mean written in or in the size or style of lowercase letters. So minuscule. This is a really weird sentence that the dictionary.com gave me. The number of bugs in the latest version of the video game is minuscule compared to the number that surfaced in the beta version. It's a strange sentence.
That is so weird.
It makes sense. So minuscule, small. Let's do the country. What country are we rocking?
Libya.
Libya, which is in Africa. It's right next to Egypt. Tell me some things about Libya, sir.
Libya is the 4th largest country in Africa, and it is bigger than the state of Alaska.
Okay,
Libya.
so-
Well, that was never second.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Big.
Hey, you're excited about Libya.
It's
So-
big.
You could just, if you're excited about Libya, you could just keep talking. Go ahead.
That's big.
Yeah.
Libya is almost entirely covered by the Libya Desert, which is a part of the Sahara.
Yeah. So it's very hot and dry in Libya. What else?
Fun fact,
Okay.
it's snowed in the Sahara Desert.
Has it really? At night or something when it gets, we'll have to look that up. I'm going to look up snow in the Sahara Desert. You keep telling me about Libya and then we'll figure that out.
River true.
Okay.
Libya was first settled by the I don't know how to say that.
Berbers.
Berbers during the late Bronze Age in 12,000 BC.
1200 BC.
Oh,
So I think people obviously have lived there much longer, but in terms of starting to develop settlements and like
Desert.
civilizations in the 1200s. Anything else about Libya, sir?
Oil was first discovered in Libya in 1956 and the country's most important material resource.
So obviously oil is a very, very financially important thing across the world. Lots of things use oil, use that type of stuff. So Libya is right in the thick of it with tons of oil. I looked up your little snow and Sahara Desert thing. So an unusual weather phenomenon. Over higher ground, such as the Atlas Mountains of Morocco and Algeria, rising air can cool, condense, and if the air is cold enough, its moisture can freeze to form snow crystals and then eventually a blanket of snowfall. That's wild.
I told you.
That's crazy, crazy stuff. Let's move on to this day in history. Do you want to guess what happened on this day, January 19, at any point in history over the entire thousands of years that people have been recording history? Any idea?
Let's say like something about the Super Bowl. Maybe.
Ooh, that's actually a great guess. I don't know if there's ever been
Maybe.
There probably actually I need to look up now the history of Super Bowls. But on this day in 1955, U.S. President Dwight D. Eisenhower held the first ever televised presidential press conference. So the first time a president was on TV was January 19, 1955. So do you remember that? Does that take you back?
Didn't the TV start? Well, like television start in 1947
Yeah,
or
well,
something?
earlier, but they never did like a press conference on TV because even though they had television, it was probably hard technically with the audio and everything to get it to work. It's just not like I think about when the TV was invented. I don't think immediately they had flat screens where you were watching really cool movies. They probably
I've seen at a museum, like there's an old TV and it actually worked with old channels on.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
And it was like a soccer match.
Oh, was it really old school soccer match? Very cool. That's what happened this day. I mean, plenty of other things happened to this day, but that was just one that I picked. What national days do we have today, Drake?
National Imagination Day.
Cool.
I feel like that's wrong.
Why?
Because I swear they said that on Friday.
They actually might say that all the time, but it is
no,
today.
like it's national. They say the national days. And
At school, but maybe they were saying them for Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, baby. Oh, okay.
So today is National Imagination Day.
National Popcorn Day.
Nice. So make sure you eat some popcorn. Moving on to the song recommendation, I'm getting low on One Direction songs that I actually know because I haven't listened to all of them, but I'm going with Same Mistakes, which is on Up All Night. I've never even listened to it, but it's my recommendation. Do you have any songs to recommend?
No.
All right. You're recommending the song No by Drake. Not Drake the rapper, Drake you. Moving on to some crazy facts about Vikings. So we have a segment where we always just talk about random things. So let's dish out some crazy facts about Vikings. I'll go first. The Vikings didn't actually call themselves Vikings. The name was introduced into modern English in the 18th century. Do you have a fact about Vikings, sir?
Vikings didn't wear horned helmets in battle.
So a lot of depictions of Vikings of art
I swear,
in the 18th, 19th century.
I swear they always were those.
That's what it said. That's what all the drawings and art was, but it actually wasn't true. They just wore regular helmets or not helmets at all.
Oh.
So sorry to
Weren't they the
disappoint you.
first to discover America?
Yes, Leif Erikson. He was. I mean, people obviously were already living on North America, but in terms of from the Eastern Hemisphere, yes, the Vikings came over from Scandinavia. They stopped in Greenland and then made it to Newfoundland. Leif Erikson, like 500 years before Columbus. Excavations of Viking sites have turned up tweezers, razors, combs, and ear cleaners made from animal bones and antlers. Vikings also bathed at least once a week, more frequently than other Europeans of their day. So there's all these myths about Vikings being really dirty and disgusting. They weren't. They took care of themselves. What else, sir?
Warriors that entered battle in a trace-like state were known as
Berserkers. You ever heard Berserk? Berserker.
I've heard it. I've heard it.
Berserkers.
Some say they wore the skin of bears or wolves.
So, like when Vikings would go on raids, there was a group of Vikings that would go berserk, and that's where we get that term from, like going crazy, and they would just go wild. But yeah,
I've heard berserk before.
Yes, I'm sure you have. The majority of Vikings were actually farmers in small communities focused on agriculture to sustain their society. Artisans also played a key role creating goods for local use and trade. So we think of Vikings, and we just kind of think of like Thor and people just smashing people with hammers and axes. They all weren't doing that. Obviously, they had to grow food and take care of their families, and lots of them were farmers and doing other types of trades besides.
That was such a popular job.
Oh yeah, you got to grow food, got to survive. Any other facts about Vikings?
The Vikings were divided into numerous independent tribes across
Scandinavia.
Yeah, I never got that.
That's all right.
Each led by its own
chieftain. It's a chieftain, so that'd be who I'm in charge of the tribe. So a lot of times too, we think, oh yeah, like there was just one giant group of Vikings running around. It's like there were different settlements of people, all led by different chieftains that had different traditions and those types of things. They culturally, as a group, they had a lot of the same traditions and stuff, but they weren't all exactly the same. Sometimes we like to group everything together because that's just what we do. Moving on to something to accomplish. Last time I was supposed to draw 3 things. I don't think I did that. I haven't drawn in a long time. It's embarrassing. Have a sweet potato. I've had a couple of those. Play guitar for a total of 12 minutes. I totally did that. This week I want to learn 5 new facts about outer space. That's what I've decided. I just want to stick to one goal. Drake, you said you want to do well on a test at school. How'd that go?
I think I did good.
You think? I sure hope so.
I don't remember.
You also wanted to have at least one snow day. Did you have a snow day in the last month? 3 weeks?
No.
I know,
we should have had one.
Hey, it's supposed to get really cold, so you might have one this week. And then get a win in Fortnite. I'm sure that happened.
Yeah, I think that did.
Fantastic work. Moving on. Let's do our Sporkle time. This time I got you locked in, Drake. I got a good one. Okay? I got to get myself set up. Don't move. Remain where you are. So, most popular high school team nicknames per state. So we're going to try to think of what nicknames are really popular for schools. So give me some popular nicknames.
Bulldogs.
Bulldogs for sure. That popped up on 25 different places.
Eagles.
Eagles. Yeah, people love Eagles. Oh, so many other places.
Bobcats.
Bobcats. Nice. No Bobcats aren't a top 3 in any state, but it's still very popular. What about Falcons? Oh, yep.
Oh,
a couple Falcons.
Falcons. Hawks.
Hawks. Oh, no, good one. How about Red Hawks? That's pretty popular. Nope.
Cheetahs.
Cheetahs? I don't think there's any cheetahs.
Rams?
Rams is a good one. Oh, no. What about Lions? Lions worked. Bulldogs, Lions, Rams, Eagles, Falcons, Vikings. Yep. We were just talking about Vikings. Raiders. Let's talk about NFL teams that are also NFL or NBA. There's
not good. Like, it's probably going to be like animal teams.
Yeah, they're mostly animals. A lot of high schools have animals. So what about like Yellow Jackets? That's pretty popular.
Nope. Oh, Yellow Jacket.
What about...
Right now, I'm like just trying to think of baseball.
I know.
Minor teams.
What about... We've done 79 of 149 because it fills in multiple, obviously. Okay, let's think for a second. What other birds fly? Ravens.
Oh, Raven.
Doesn't work. Hawks.
Weird.
Falcons. Eagles. Ravens. What about sharks? No. What about bears? Ooh, like...
Ooh, the bears.
Bears, yep. Okay, what are
Grizzly bears?
Cougars. Mm-hmm. Oh, you know another one? What, do you know what USC's mascot is? Southern Cal?
No.
They're like warriors from way, way back in ancient Greece.
Medieval?
Trojans.
I would have never got that.
Yeah, I know. Hey, I'm just throwing stuff out there. We got 87 and 149. Okay, Alabama. What would be a popular mascot in Alabama? Or Alaska? Alaska's got to be like, maybe like the polar bears? Nope, no one in Alaska's called
Something
the polar
cold in Alaska.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, you know what people like? Wolverines.
Oh.
Yep, that's the second in Alaska. Wolverines. Okay, there's Spartans. Spartans. No, didn't work. I got all excited about that. It totally didn't work. What about something about Knights? Oh, the Knights. No? What about the Golden Knights? No?
I was thinking hockey.
How about the... Wow, this is hard. I'm giving us one more minute.
I don't know what would be in Alabama.
What about in California or Georgia or Florida? Okay, like, I can't think of any high school mascots right now. Why is this happening?
It's extremely difficult. Either.
Hawks, I keep saying Hawks. Hawks, Red Hawks. Anyone have penguins? No. Falcons, Eagles, Lions, Cougars. I did that. There's what other animals are like popular mascots? I can't even think of what any of them look like.
It's not moose.
Oh, the moose. No, I wish there was moose. That'd be a great one.
Probably for Alaska. All
right, I'm giving up. Let's look. Let's read some of these. We're going to be so upset, so don't be too upset. Tigers. Panthers.
Oh, that makes sense.
Huskies.
That was basically a wolf.
Pirates.
Oh, my God.
Okay. Mustangs. That's a good.
Mustangs.
That's kind of a fun one. Warriors. Patriots. There's a lot of tigers on here. Tigers would have filled in like 30 of these. That's all right. Maybe we'll get better.
Oh,
all right. That's
I feel
that's
so dumb.
I know. It's okay. We all do. That's our 70th episode. Is there anything you want to say before we jet? I already forgot what I sung at the beginning.
I don't know.
Somebody have mercy. Tell me what is wrong with me.